tinfoil hat. Trust the science, bro. All right, well, what about my eyeballs? What about what I'm looking at?
I can go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore.
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake.
Space Force.
We still have comedy, though. We still have great comedy out there. There's always rambling Joe Biden.
Come on. This guy is a dog whistle about as big as a foghorn.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Oh boy. Say, do you want to go inside my clubhouse? I charge $50 for a hot dog.
Well, you know, the aliens could be showing up any day now.
Dude, this guy's an alien.
What up, Mother Earth?
NBC News has learned that disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein is dead.
You won't release the Epstein list, so you're gonna freaking imprison Andrew Tate?
You're living in the Matrix, man.
There is no spoon.
Here's the one.
I represent science.
You will own nothing, and you will be happy.
Hack human beings to go under the skin.
CF allergies. Good.
I like turtles.
What's happening, bro?
Dude, man, just living that dad life, living that. I decided to step up and run work. Started it last July, so I got like 20 something guys. And they sent me to Houston, Texas on Tuesday, and I had to go look at a robot welder, dude. And
No way.
yeah, and it's pretty sick, dude. It's pretty sick.
So it's like an AI robot, basically?
Yeah, they call it autonomy. So
Wow.
like the different steps into making a weld, like it knows how to do it, and it does it pretty fast, and it's pretty sick. Yeah, I mean, like, it's not like anything that's gonna just walk the job and weld, you know what I'm saying? It's just gonna stay right there and do one specific task, but for that one specific task, it's gonna take away a lot of time in production. Like that thing can just whip out welds. You know what
I
I
was
mean?
thinking like underwater too, right? Like if they got to do like the underwater stuff or whatever on like those oil rigs, I'm like, that's where I would
Yeah,
be using it.
yeah. No, I mean, for like traditional work or whatever, if it's just continuous work, like straight pipe, this thing will chew that shit up. But like for the most part, if there's a turn or something like that, you still need a manual welder in there getting that shit done.
Mm.
So don't worry, welders out there, you guys are fine.
Not getting
But
replaced yet.
yeah, everybody's fine. I do, fuck it, man. Let's start on the topic of AI. Like, do you use Chat GPT and all
Oh
that?
yeah. Oh yeah. I do.
What do you normally use it for? Like just miscellaneous random stuff?
Random stuff like calculations, like if I like need to like break something down by the decimal or need to like convert something. But I even like last month I used it to budget. I was like, I make X amount of dollars. I want to save X amount. Here's all my expenses. Here's how much rent. Here's how much car. Here's how much gas, gross, blah, blah, blah. And it just cranks it out. And it's been helpful. I mean, what else did I use it for? I'll ask it like random stuff. Uh, my girl's sister's into astrology, so I asked like some astrology stuff, some like of like, oh, the planet Neptune, da 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 da, Saturn is in retrograde. What else do I use it for?
What does that mean? The planet Saturn is in
Oh, I mean, I made that up. It's like, but they're all into, you're in California and you know how it is. It's like, what's your rising, what's your moon, and then like tell me how I can like what should I be planning for in the next 3 months or whatever, according to the stars and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Which I'm like halfway into it, and then the other half I'm like a lot of it's woo woo. It's just another reason for people to have an excuse to be shitty. It's like, oh, because I'm an Aries. I'm an Aries, so I can do this. But
that's why I'm an asshole right now.
When's your birthday?
I'm an Aquarius. I'm January 30th.
Okay.
My daughter's Aquarius too. She's on the 21st. I mean, there's
my daughter's on the 22nd. Did you know I had another baby? I don't know.
Dang, dog. Okay, January 22nd.
Yeah, this year.
Congrats, man. She'll be one.
She'll be. I mean, she's 5 months. She just turned 5 months.
how's that going with the new one?
It's good. It really
Yeah.
is good. She's like she was a little colicky at the beginning and like
Okay.
wouldn't sleep unless she was on somebody.
Yep.
But now she's grooving. She like, she's really happy and just like smiles every time she sees me and she's super just like smiley.
She'll be daddy's girl, man. Girls are. And like I mean
I
my
know because my son's a mama's boy.
oh
Hardcore.
yeah. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, the girl, man, like at the beginning it's all mama. It's all mama handling all that, and then you're just there to like try to help rock the baby to sleep or do whatever. But yeah, dude, the beginning stages, like, it's funny is I was like, oh man, it's gonna be easier this next stage. And it's just like not necessarily easier. It's like more energy,
Yeah.
out of you.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like, oh man, I miss the days I just had the safety pin and could kick back and watch a movie and just, oh, she's doing all right. Like
Yeah.
now it's like, have you ever seen Trolls, the movie Trolls?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Well, there's in the beginning of that movie, uh the 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 king's son goes up to him and the king's sleeping. He's like, "Daddy, daddy, daddy, wake up, daddy." And the dad's not waking up and then he grabs his chest hair and just rips it. And then the dad's like, and like that's what it reminds me of now, with a 4-year-old is just I can't sleep in. She's always just like, "Smack, smack, daddy, get up."
Dude, the whole
Uh,
sleeping in thing is like it's like I look at like my single friends because I feel like I'm one of the only one of my friends to have kids. There's one
yeah.
other, there's one
Same.
other, there's one other guy, and there it's just such a different world of like being able to sleep in. But you know that's kind of the game. Although she slept in, my daughter slept in till like almost 10 the other day because she's going
Nice.
through a growth spurt. But she also went to bed at like she's up a little later. But yeah,
Yeah.
my boy's up at like 7:30, 8, guaranteed, no matter what. No
Okay.
matter what. He's ready to rock, ready to
Have
roll.
have you ever been like a guy to wake up early?
I go through phases, but I've bartended now for so long that it's just like late nights are just kind of the game. So I'm kind of nocturnal just by like the job. And then music, it's like, those are late nights. So I'm pretty like even if I'm not bartending, I'll still like last night I was up to like 1:30, just kind of up, just kind of my brain's wired that way. So I'll still get up, but I'll be tired.
Yeah, I'm a night owl, dude. Like if I could pick, like unfortunately my career is like, hey, get up at 4 to be there by 6 or whatever. Construction is just an early bird thing, and I've just never still I haven't gotten accustomed to it. Um I nap a lot, you know what I mean? Like
I
'cause
do
you're up
that.
at yeah, you're up at 4, and then you're like going to work and California, even though like I just got back from Houston, and I will say California is like so nice. Like after being in Houston, no knock to Houston if anybody's listening from Houston, but like um it was just kind of uh I don't know, it was just more agriculture-y, humid, um
Humid,
and
right?
urban still, or not urban, but still city, like still that griminess of like LA, like but in a different city, it's Houston, like
Yeah.
there's grimy spots, and like I'm in the industrial side, so like I went to the grimier areas, so it wasn't like a pretty side of Houston. And then I was talking to an Uber lady that was driving us around, and I was like, so you guys go to the beach? She's like, oh no, oh no, like if you swim in that ocean, there's like bacterial infections that can happen, and you can get whatever it is, that like bacteria in your blood. And I was like, what?
Did you guys get any runoff? And you're in Newport, right? Or is it Orange County?
Yeah, I'm basically I'm in between Huntington and Newport, just north. Like I'm in a pretty good spot, like probably 8 minutes from Newport, 6 minutes from Huntington Beach.
So did you guys, that's what I'm saying. Did you guys get any like effects from the fires up in the Palisades, like with the water? Because I had a couple homies in Venice and be like, yo, we still can't get in the water really because of
That
the
makes sense.
the toxic
Uh
runoff.
well, I mean, I haven't no Newport, I mean, I still see people swimming. Um we haven't gone to the beach much, but when we do, we normally go see Uncle Jeremy, and then we go like get ice cream and stuff, and like we don't really get in the water, but it has been winter for the last year or whatever, for the last
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
while, but now it's getting hot. Like it's hot. It's starting to warm up, but no, I no. And for the most part where I worked is Compton, and the thing we were looking at the whole time during the fires was air quality. Like
Right.
our safety guy came out and gave us like some safety masks and stuff to wear to not breathe in all the crap. But I was just talking to somebody about this actually. Like they were asking me about the fires, and it did seem a little apocalyptic because like the sky was like dark at midday, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And ash was falling on our cars. And the thing you got to think about too is all those old buildings that burned, um, they probably were filled with asbestos, and that all got airborne. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like,
I mean, the images were crazy. Like, I had a homie up in the he lives right off Sunset Boulevard. He was like, bro, I thought I was gonna have to evacuate. I had a couple friends in the Palisades that had to evacuate, and then another friend, they were literally pregnant. This was like January, right? And they wanted to have a home birth, and they were in Altadena. And so they had to get out of there. They ended up going to San Diego. I'm like, yo, and that's around the same time we were about to have a baby. I'm like, damn. This shit
yeah,
is nuts for being LA. But I mean, Orange County is like the dream now. That's where it's like that's just the pocket. If you're gonna be anywhere in SoCal, I feel like it's Orange County. It's like
OC baby.
it's
Yeah.
they got the right politics. It's clean. There's hella money. You
Yeah.
know, I still miss Cali. I definitely miss California, but I don't miss the LA that I knew is gone, right? It's like that vibe is shifted and this it's a different thing. I mean,
Yeah.
even seeing the protests, right? The ICE protests, and then they started to investigate where the money was coming from. Like we're gonna investigate where the money protest stopped instantly. I was like, wow. I'm like, it's just yeah, LA is gonna be like ground zero, I feel like, for whatever.
I think it's always been ground zero in its own way. Like,
On the West Coast for sure, right?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're gonna try shit out in LA because they got a super majority Democrat. The mayor is a buffoon, but Orange County has none of those problems. It's just wild. It's wild.
No, no. Yeah, like I've actually been lucky enough to like see some people running for governor of LA with certain events I've gone to. And
The governor or the mayor?
oh my bad, the both actually. There some are running for governor, some are running for mayor. And there was an old mayor for LA. Anyways, I was at this convention type thing, and there was a there was a guy that got up there, actually like four or five people, some run for governor, some run for mayor, and they were just like, kind of hitting the whole Democratic points like they always do. And then this one guy, I wish I could remember his name. He was the mayor of LA in the 90s, and he's speaking to a pretty diverse crowd, just so you know,
Yeah.
and they're mainly blue, and he's like, you know, you know why Donald Trump won, right? Everybody? He's like, because he used common sense. He's like, we gotta get back to our common sense. He's like, how are you gonna heat up tortillas on a no, he was just
On a
going off, dude.
non-gas stove.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. He was just going off, and I was like, I wasn't paying attention to any of it until he got on, and I was like, oh, this guy's good. I rock with this guy, and he's trying to run for mayor of LA again. But I mean, dude, George Orwell, after reading that book and um kind of him opening up my eyes to the Orwellian views of things, like it just all kind of like water off a duck's back now with people and the news and with Instagram, with everything I see. It's just like, oh yeah, you just got sucked into the Orwellian, you know, um,
The
uh,
machine.
the machine, yeah. And like I see people getting sucked into it all the time too, like because there's a different heartstring that they're gonna pull at next, and it's the heartstrings, dude. The heartstrings are easily played. Let's just say that.
People are just that's what I I just why I see some stuff on social media and I try not to post anything political on social media anymore just because I'm like, it's just not, I don't know one person that's like changed their mind. Like, sometimes I'll try to like do subversive stuff that's like funny memes or whatever. But I'm just like, now I'm just like, observe, look back and laugh because it's like, people that hated Trump and now it's like Trump just be winning. He really do. He just be crushing fools, everything. It's like, and I try to tell people, I'm like, yo, 2016, because I was actually having a conversation with a guy today who's been a Trump dude since 2016, and he was in high school then. He was like in Washington State. He's like, bro, and then I would tell people I was Trump, and they would call me a Nazi, racist, yada yada yada. And he's like, that stuff doesn't even work anymore because it's like, really, the Democrats are the ones. They're really the ones who are the most bigoted, like truly. It's like if you don't walk the line, they just call you names. There's this one guy I used to go back and forth with on Facebook that I eventually blocked. Bro, he was trying to tell me, he's like, "Oh, you like Trump? You're a cuck, huh? You're a cuck. You would let him like bang your wife." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, you just let him grab him by the." I'm like, "Bro, I don't even know what to say to that. Like, what are we even talking about anymore?" And he's like, he's one of those guys like Trump needs to be arrested, yada yada yada. But Trump just keep winning. He really do. And it's like think about 2016 and 2019 how much money people were making. Trump's first term. It really was like I feel like everybody was making good money. Everything was going smooth. Like that summer 16 when he announced, I feel like people look back on that summer and it's like one of the best summers people say of like, yo, summer 16 was that was lit. He wasn't even in office yet, but it was just he was running. Everything was like grooving. And then 2020 happens and it just got, I mean, yo, Biden, it's just so crazy. I mean, did you see where Trump was like taking questions at a press conference and he was like, "You guys want to keep going? Is this not fun?" And then he goes, he's like, "Biden would never do this. He would never do this. Biden could never do this." It's fucking true, bro. It's like how it's just wild. And he just keeps winning. He really does. It's like even when he gets like, and I don't know how you feel about the whole like Israel Iran thing, but I just feel like Trump, it's almost one of those things where you just gotta like let him do his thing. Even if I don't agree with everything, it's like he still knows how to maneuver like a boss and like the boss of America, which is what we all voted for, you know?
Yeah, I wouldn't want that job. Like I'm a leader of just like 30 guys and it's like that's enough stress. And
Yeah.
it's like especially when you care, I care about each guy and the also the company I work for, I care. Like I want us to succeed and yeah, so to like that's just 30 guys. I can't imagine like running the country and like you're gonna make mistakes. Like not everything's gonna be perfect and those mistakes will be held against you. And those like I feel for some people. I mean, I was talking on my last couple podcasts, um like I got diagnosed with OCD last July. I didn't know what was going on with my brain. I didn't know why I was just having these intrusive thoughts and like couldn't stop and it made me fall into depression. And finally my wife found somebody called No OCD and they got me help. And so I feel for people going through some mental shit. And like when you talk about TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, I do have a bit of sympathy for, because your brain can be a little fragile sometimes. And I used to be just a dick about it. And now I'm a little bit more like trying to see the humanity in people first and then understand why they're at where they're at with that decision and all that stuff. But for the most part, you said it best, like people have their mind made up and I don't think it's going to change. Like I can't change your mind if you hate Trump. I can't. Like there's something in there that you hate him. That's up for you to discover yourself and blah. And Trump's just one man. Like Trump's going to be out in 3 years or whatever, 3.5. And then what?
Maybe.
Then maybe, but then what? You know what I mean? What's the next excuse you're going to get all crazy over? Like that's why I'm trying to like promote to people, step back away from the news and everything because like television, propaganda, like all the things that uh the TV, like you and me are definitely more hippie than like I was trying to get Jeremy on, Lane on, and Monty because I know there's a text thread going between you guys and I just was
I
gonna
know
be
you
like,
never, you never. I know you see the text, but you never chime in.
no, I don't.
Like, yo, where's Andrew? Because Andrew has some of the, you have some of the funniest little quips, but we can't.
No, I left that, when I was going through it last summer, I left all my I just checked out and I left, like, you guys don't know this, but I'm not in that thread anymore. I just created that thread today.
I
Or
thought you were in. I mean, that's how much I check it,
I
but I.
started it, but then I left it like when I was going through my shit and like I just know talking to Lane, talking to Jeremy, like you guys still keep up on that thread. So on the new thread, go ahead and do it. I'm back. So
Because I'm like the meme. I like shoot off the memes that are like edgy, and then Lane and Monty are more like a little more educated, and Jeremy is like halfway in, but he's like, I, I wonder why it would be fun if they get on tonight, but it's like, you know, yeah, I feel like I'm not extreme. I'm just like, I really don't want America in wars. I just want us to focus on our stuff here. You know what I'm saying?
let me call Lane and see if he's down. He was acting like a little girl, like he's hungover or something from
Yeah,
the
he's
UFC
tired. I'm
fights.
like, bro, you just got to talk, man.
Dude, like you ain't even a dad yet, son.
Like,
You
what?
know what I mean?
I know. I'm always like, oh, you're tired. What? It's like, bro, come on, bro.
Let me just see real quick. I was cool with just having you on, to be honest.
And I was like, yo, I'm down too because I haven't talked to. I was like, yo, I feel like I haven't talked to Andrew in a minute. Let me just do it. Yo, I'm gonna get some more liquid. Hold on one
Yeah,
second.
go for it. You guys hear this, people? It's the sound of a scared man. Scared to go on a pod and get schooled that we definitely didn't go to the moon. The Earth mate, yep. He ain't about that smoke. You know what I'm saying? Lane ain't about that smoke right now. Um,
He's about it. I don't know. Who knows?
no, I was talking about how we didn't go to the moon, and I was like, see, you hear this, people? He ain't answering because he knows he's gonna get schooled. We definitely didn't go to the moon. Anyways, we won't get on that tangent right now.
I'm like, we can go that tangent, but I'm like, we either went to the moon, but we faked the footage, or we just didn't go. And I'm like, is it even that important? It's like, maybe
Have,
we did. I
have
don't
you
know.
have you ever seen like the map of, or the way the moon looks and then them reflecting it, like it's a reflection of our Earth, like America and everything? If you haven't, I'll send you.
I mean, I haven't seen that one. I have
All
a
right.
buddy. I have one friend who's all about we didn't go to the moon because the Earth, he's a flat earther dude. But
Okay.
he's like, he's like, we can't go past the firmament, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, I'm torn. I'm like, maybe we went, but we faked it because I'm like, how did we just lose the technology? You know what's funny is like the moon landing with this guy I went back and forth, this super lib guy I went back and forth on Facebook. He would always pull that out against me of like, you're not a serious person. You don't think we went to the moon. I'm like, bro, do you know how much evidence there is that's weird about the moon landing? There's so much weird stuff.
Oh, it's yeah. I mean, they made a movie recently with Scarlett Johansson about like what they would do, not if they didn't go to the moon or whatever. And it was like exactly what I think happened. Even Joe Rogan's admitting it now. Like I heard a podcast with him like um 2 weeks ago, and he was saying the guy asked him, "Do you think we went to the moon?" And he said no. And he's always kind of going back and forth.
Yeah.
And but the reality is like, dog, we didn't go to the moon.
It's some weird stuff. It's even like, yo, you guys just lost the technology. There's that whole thing. Like literally lost it, and it was like handwritten. And like, so my biggest thing is like, so we got footage from the moon, like video footage from the moon in 1969 to every household in America, like
Mhm.
like video footage.
Oh
It's just
yeah.
like, okay,
Oh yeah.
maybe.
And then they called Nixon from the moon too. Like
Yeah.
it
Perfect
was
landline. Perfect
yeah,
land.
perfect, man.
The other
No,
And it's even like the Chili Pepper song, right? It's like space may be the final frontier, but it's made in the Hollywood basement.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Um, yeah, and then Elon Musk, I was watching a video of him recently, supposedly in space docking onto something like that. I'm not sure. Uh,
How do you feel about Elon?
you know, I'm a pretty nice guy. I give everybody a chance. Like I said, like I'm my viewpoint now is like everybody's a freaking human being. Everybody's got problems. Everybody's got, you know, their own issues, their own, like my mother-in-law says it best, like someone world's end ends every day, for somebody. So like, all right, I won't get all softy about it, but for the most part, Elon Musk, I think a lot of people doubted him at the beginning of his career, and then he ended up doing some really amazing things. The Tesla cars are awesome. Jeremy has one. So his innovation of like creating electric cars is amazing, and it's funny how everybody's trying to catch up to him, like Porsche and all the other vehicles with electrical and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the more he dives into AI, and like I guess when I was in Houston, some of the guys I was talking to, they were like, "Yeah, freaking Elon's got a robot walking around in Austin. Have you seen videos of it?" And I guess he's got a robot that's walking around, and they were saying it walks really good, and
Wow.
like a human. And I understand that we're definitely going to have robots. I mean, we just talked about, robot welder. Like there's things that are going to be created through AI that are going to make things a lot more easier for human beings, at least for, owners of companies or uh, jobs that are like repetitive, like those will get taken up. Um, so like that's like just part of the thing with robots and this innovation that Elon is the tip of the spear on. Um, he he confuses me a little bit because he's got his hands tied with China. A lot of his fabrication is with China.
Yeah.
And then he's more global. He's a global entity. And whenever I saw him in the White House with Trump, I thought that. I was like, isn't this guy like kind of a global entity? Um
His
but I
parents from South Africa. And
yeah, but I heard something on a podcast, Tim Full of Hat, and granted, take this with a grain of salt, everybody, but he was talking about how there's actually a comet coming to Earth, and that's the reason Trump brought him in, basically because like he's learning how to fly these things and land them. And it's like, okay, so he's flying and he's doing it pretty progressively. Like he's pushing to get this technology off the ground. And this guy was saying how he's teamed up with Trump because there's actually a comet coming in 2029, and we got to figure out how to blow that thing out of the way before it actually kills us all. And it's kind of funny because my dad said the same thing. Let me look up this comet because it's legit. Comet.
there's a lot of rumors too that Elon's like a super drug guy, like super on ketamine, ecstasy. There's all the videos of like the inauguration. He's just like looks super loopy. But I
Well,
mean, super rich, so it's like that doesn't really surprise me. Right? It's like just rich dude who can function on drugs.
yeah, and here's my thing, man. He's got like 12 kids, and I just have like two, and that's enough for me, like just two, to be like feeling guilty that I'm staying overtime at work so much, or you know what I mean? So it's like you have to really have something to where you could shut off your empathy to have so many kids because those kids will not get that attention that they need. But let's go back to this. But hear me out, dude. I like Elon. I think he's a very interesting character. I know that he's gonna bring in Neuralink and all the things that I'm not really for, but at the same time, like who am I to judge if somebody is really going through something mentally hard that they, could fix with a Neuralink chip? I don't know. Like
Yeah, I saw some dude playing video games with it. Some dude that was paralyzed.
Oh yeah, he was on Rogan.
Yeah, and he got the Neuralink, and he's just like, just doing his thing. Like,
Merkin dudes, right? Is he
working,
playing?
dude. It was some,
Yeah,
it was some RPG game that I didn't know.
yeah.
It was like Elder Scrolls or one of those like go on the map, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
literally you see his brain controlling like where to click and stuff. It's a
See,
trip.
see, nobody's all good and all bad. Like, so my thing is, I think Elon, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I like him. Jeremy is kind of the one who got me to like him. Like, my brother was all about Tesla before it was whatever it is now. And so I would say I like Elon. He made a platform for people to talk in 2020 or 2022 or whenever he took over X.
True.
People seem to like that. I would say there could be a lot eviler villains at the top, you know what I mean? So the fact that he's at the top and he's who he is, I'm not too I think he's a good guy. And like we were saying, like if you're paralyzed and you're telling me like, okay, this is my life now, and then all of a sudden he's like, hey dude, check this out, man. This will allow you to integrate with computers and be able to communicate in a community online, like and kind of give yourself a little bit more of a social aspect to life. Like who am I to be like, that's a bad thing? And I know in the conspiracy world, they're like, no, no, no with Elon. And in my opinion, if he's giving out some good, not all good, not all bad, then yeah, I like Elon. There you go. That's my take on him. What do you like Elon?
I thought it was weird. He was like when he tweeted out like, "Yo, Trump's on the Epstein files."
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He did throw a little tantrum. I did see that,
Well,
and I
that was
was
like
like,
an all-time day on Twitter or X or whatever you call it. That was like the memes that day were off the chain. They were so funny, and it was like if because my people have said that, right? Oh, Trump's with Epstein. Elon's like, I'm like, yo, if Trump really had stuff with Epstein, and they were neighbors, right, in Palm Beach, they both had mansions next to each other or in the same neighborhood or whatever. If they had something on Trump with Epstein, that would have already been released a long time ago. I'm already like of the opinion we're never seeing that stuff ever. We're never
hmm
gonna get to the Epstein things. There's too many powerful people. But it was strange that Elon like didn't get his way. I don't know even like you know didn't get he didn't like Trump's bill, big beautiful bill,
what
and
was
then he
taken? It was taking away freaking all the funding for the
for
green
space.
energy.
Yeah, well
Like
that's the whole thing. It's like SpaceX is a basically a government funded company. Elon like relies on all of those tax credits for his company. He's basically NASA, right? And it's like the government is funding that. So it's like, okay, you can't bite the hand that feeds you. So I thought it was more of like, yo, who's the main guy, Trump or Elon? And Trump just had to basically be like, I'm still the boss. Like, and it's like both guys are confrontational because they're both like super alpha bosses, Trump was a billionaire, Elon's a billionaire, rich dude in the world. And I think Elon's a really brilliant guy. Like if you can build electric cars and rockets, and he founded PayPal, he's like one of the PayPal cats, you know, he's a different type of dude. Like that's a different level. And I think he's a net good. I don't, I'm not one of these like Elon haters, but I did think it's weird, and the fact that he's like super on drugs, allegedly. But you know, I've hung out with like being in like the music world and the restaurant business. I kind of know when somebody's lit. Just like you can just tell, like, yo, that fool's on something. He's definitely on something, but
yacked out or what?
I think he's on ketamine for sure.
What
Like
is ketamine?
ketamine is like a psychedelic party drug. They call it like, ketamine kittens. Girls really like it. It makes you feel good. It's like warm, fuzzy, but you can if you do too much, you'll go in like decay hole because it's a horse tranquilizer and a general anesthetic. Like if you go and like if doctors are like in like the super jungle or whatever, of like Africa or the Amazon or somewhere, they'll use and they like need to numb a cut. they'll put ketamine. Sometimes they'll put cocaine or like a type of like topical anesthetic or even like IV to knock them out. And so people do the powder form of ketamine, and it's like, it's a little trippy. It's like a mix of like, I feel like it's a mix of weed and ecstasy, where it'll like, it's not like the super upper of like Molly or ecstasy, but it's like it's more energy than weed. You know how weed can like make you like just like no, not want to
Yeah, you're
get
chilling, dude.
chilling. Ketamine will make you like more like let's vibe and dance a little bit and cuddle with some baddie or whatever. And yeah, it's a party drug. Super party drug.
Was I with you? Were you out here when Nick and Dow threw a big festival in
Oh yeah.
Arizona? You were
Yeah.
there for that?
Yeah, bro. I have some great. Oh yeah.
I did. I've only done Molly once in my life, and I did it there. And
That was
it
great.
was pretty amazing, man. Like I just remember it was like in Phoenix, so or it was in Scottsdale. The sun, it was in the summer, but the sun, like it was hot, so I had a tank top on, and then whenever the sun set, it just got so cold.
Yep.
And I'm not gonna lie, I did Molly and I tried it, and it was amazing. Like I just remember being like, this feels amazing. Like and like this girl, I was cold, and I could tell she was on it too. And she's like, "Are you cold?" I was like, "I'm freezing," and she just started rubbing my shoulders together, and like warming me up. And I was just like, I've never. It was such a good feeling.
Just yeah,
And
just like that human touch.
yeah, but the next day, man, I was like depressed. I could tell like my dopamine had completely ran out from the night before from that. And I remember laying down too in the hotel and just being like, "Oh man, I can't sleep. Like I'm just bugged out or whatever." But Jeremy, just to brag about him, on our way back, we went to a quick stop or like a Bucky's or a big type of gas station, and this girl came walking in, and she was wearing a onesie, like a kangaroo onesie suit. And Jeremy just ended up hollering at her and chatting it up, and I could hear her laughing and him laughing. And then I saw who it was, and it was Kesha.
I was there. Matt Finelli was there too. That's where I met like Matt Finelli,
Okay.
Wilson. Dude, I was there too. I remember that Kesha because he was like, "Are you Kesha?" She goes, "No," but like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and super heavy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And I was just like, yeah, Jeremy, when he's on, man. Like, uh, he can
Killer.
spit some serious game. But okay, so I don't know. Okay, so ketamine. So that's what he's on for the most part.
There was a big story in the New York Times about Elon's drug use,
See, I
and
can see that being propaganda too, man. Because like
I
I
can't
kn-
see, but I bet you there's a hint of truth in it, type thing.
okay. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
like these guys, that's what's so impressive. I think about Trump is he, no drugs, no
Yeah, never
alcohol,
drank.
no cigarettes, and that's why the only thing his only vice was like pretty women, and like he's a pussy hound, and Elon, I think is like a brilliant guy, but I definitely think he dabbles, not even dabbles. I bet he's like, he's like my brain can take it. I can just do whatever I want.
Well, I give it to him, man.
Kind of
If I,
can. He kind of
yeah,
can.
that's what I'm saying. Like if I got 80 bill, whatever, I don't even know how much money he has.
A lot.
360 billion, whatever it is,
A lot.
a lot, enough to where yeah. If it works for
He's
you,
got FU money.
yeah,
Like,
if it works for you and it's not hindering your relationship with your family and all that stuff, and like, and you're not overdoing it, and it's just something to take the edge off being this insane billionaire, like, like I said, you got to be careful with any drugs. Like I like with anybody. I had a guest on one time, and he said there's a reason, um, like you don't want to do drugs, and it's because they're awesome. Like you're gonna want to keep doing it. So like you got to be careful anytime you dabble with anything because you're just gonna. Anyways, but yeah. So he's a multi-billionaire. He can do whatever he wants, but if he's running the country, then that's an issue. If he's
but
running
he's
some,
like powerful in the country, right? He's got like Trump's ear, and then but then he's tweeting out Trump was on the Epstein
I
list.
can see where the drug induced stuff comes in whenever he starts tweeting out in his little temper tantrum for sure.
Yeah, right? It's like, are you just like whiling because you're feeling high? And it's
Right.
like, does this really help? But then it seems like they resolved it. It seems like it's like, Trump almost like brushed it off, which is good. He just kept it moving. He's like, yeah, people get mad whenever they can't get super close anymore. I wish him a lot of luck.
I had a theory. That's a good impression, dude. I had a theory that like people were talking about a lot at work, the whole thing of Elon getting mad at Trump, and I was like, you know what? Maybe Trump was talking to him and he's like, I know a lot of people are burning your Tesla and they're like getting after your stuff. So how about we do this, bro? How about we make a public fight and so that way it separates you from me and you can gain back everything that you lost in working for me with Doge. Like a part of me thought, what if he's like maybe that's what the play here is and maybe that's what he did. They both decided to do. And he's like, yeah, man, just get crazy. Say I was on the Epstein list, like just make it believable. Um, and bam, we'll be all right. And
Yeah.
you'll be fine.
Right.
Your Tesla stocks will go back up. All the people who hated you will end up being like, okay, now he's on our team, and and it may draw things back to normal for you.
Yeah, because it seems like they're just kind of, it's fun. Everything like, I feel like they haven't been in the news a lot lately, like about each other. It's been more about Israel, Iran, and
Well, flirt with me on this, all right, buddy?
all right.
Apophis is that asteroid that's coming in 2029. I'll read it. I'll read about it. You can Google
It's an
this.
asteroid. It's an asteroid or a comet.
An asteroid. So if you look up anybody with their iPhone, asteroid in 2029. And my dad told me about this like in 2020, by the way. All right, so Apophis is a near-Earth asteroid. Is known for its close approach to Earth in 2029. Discovered in 2004, it initially sparked concern due to small probability of impacting Earth. However, further observations have refined its trajectory, confirming a safe passage. This event provides a unique opportunity for scientists to study asteroids and their potential effects on Earth. Close approach Apophis will pass within 32,000 kilometers, so 20,000 miles of Earth's surface on April 13th, 2029. This distance is closer than any geocentric, whatever, satellites. The close,
Geostationary.
something. The close flyby will allow astronomers to refine their models and better understand the potential effects of such an event. The size. Apophis is estimated to be around 335 meters, so 1,100 feet wide. Its shape, it is a peanut-like shape. Potential impact. While Apophis will not hit Earth in 2029, it is still classified as a potentially hazardous asteroid. If an asteroid of the size were to impact Earth, it could cause significant damage. The energy released could be more than 100,000 times the energy of a tsunami event. Apophis' close approach in 2029 is a significant event for planetary science, offering valuable insights into asteroids' behavior and the potential risks they pose. So, all right, now that we know this is on Google, okay, what if, I mean, 20,000, how close is it going to get? 20,000 miles away. Okay, so the moon is 260,000 miles away. This thing will be like insanely closer at 20,000 miles. You feel me, Luke?
Yeah.
Like that's close. That's a pretty close encounter. And that's what they're proclaiming on Google. So just flirt with me with this idea. What if we know that it's actually got a potential of completely hitting the Earth? A bit, I mean, 20,000 miles is pretty freaking close, but like, just imagine if it actually is going to be headed towards Earth and it could cause the lights of 100,000 tsunami, whatever the fuck, energy. Uh, what would the plan be right now, 8 years ahead of time? You wouldn't tell anybody. You wouldn't tell the public because you don't want to freak them out. But behind closed doors, you would make plans and efforts with someone like Elon, um, and all those things. So, like, take away the childish, um, he said, she said, oh, he's on the list. Oh, he's a meanie. The silly stuff that we fall into every day. Um,
What's the movie where they do this? Where they like build spaceships?
well, first of all, there's a couple. They're
Yeah.
some of my favorite. One of them is Armageddon.
Yeah. The OG, Ben
I,
Affleck.
I wanted to name my name AJ after that movie, dude, because my initials is Andrew James. And I was like, man, call me AJ to everybody, but it never stuck. But you feel me though? Like the potential, if you're not a flat earther like some of my listeners, but say the world is a globe and we do live in space, we do rotate super fucking fast and fly around the universe. There's got to be insane potential of like a needle in the haystack coming through and smacking us. And so I don't know. What if that is the case? I could see him teaming up with Elon to come up with a strategy to get that out of the way.
And that does seem like Elon's like main goal, right? Is to get us to Mars, get us multi-planetary species. And if they know this thing is coming, and it just feels like we're so far away from being able to live on a different planet. Even though he's
Oh,
like
100%.
even like in space. I don't even know. It's like if something's coming, it's like I don't even know. It's like what do we do? We just kind of like pray. I mean, what do you do? It's like there's just nothing. If it's something's gonna smack the earth that's that big, just is would it kill all life or just like a lot of it type thing?
I think it just has a potential to be like a very, very like say it hit in the center of the United States. Yeah, I think it's a United States killer for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. But
Yeah.
if it's like on the other side in like or even if it hits in like the middle of the ocean, like off the coast of like Africa and India in that area.
You're getting a tsunami. Big, big, big
Huge
tsunami.
tsunami and like millions of people.
Coasts are wiped out.
Yeah.
So check this out. Check this out. So the name is called Apophis, right? The name of this asteroid. You could look it up. Apoiphis. Um, in Egyptian mythology, Apophis, also known as Apep, was a giant serpent and the embodiment, sorry, of chaos and darkness, eternally battling the sun god. So when you're naming here, what does Apophis mean? A
So,
demon serpent of darkness is what Apophis means. So, okay, you see something and you name it Apophis. You know the thing that's coming close to us? A demon serpent of darkness.
or
You feel me? You feel me? That goes hard, right? That's like you wouldn't name it like Hello Kitty or something like that, just to kind of calm us down.
demon serpent. It's coming close to the earth, a demon serpent. I mean, yeah, that's I don't even know what we would do. It's just like buckle up or have Elon or we just shoot a bunch of nukes at it. I mean, what it's like
Yeah.
is that the plan? Is to just blow it up or shoot one of Elon's rockets, strap a nuke to Starship and Neuralink that thing. Boom.
I think we had I don't know. I was talking to Lane too about if Iran did send a nuke our way or something, or not Iran, but anybody, and he's like, "Yeah, we got no way of shooting that down. Like we don't have any type of protection of a nuke. Basically, we'll have a warning and that's it." And so like back to the asteroid, like how well do we have a defense for outer space and stuff like that? Like see, and this is where I kind of
Like
am
we don't have any chance of knocking down the nuke. It's a
no,
wrap.
it's a wrap. And this is coming from Lane, and Lane's a pretty knowledgeable person on like he says Trump wants to make a dome kind of like Israel, but for the United States. Like that's where this in the big beautiful bill, there's a budget for that. To where there is more, research on how to shoot a nuke down. Basically, Lane told me that we have satellites that can detect when a nuke launch happens because of the fuel that it burns to go hypersonic speed. It's a
Right.
certain fuel. So like our satellite will detect that, it'll warn us, and then we'll know who did it and we'll launch. And
It's
I'm
just
like,
it's like a counterfire, but you can't knock the thing out.
no. And he's like, and I was like, what if it was like, the movie Independence Day where you got that crazy uncle in the plane and how he drives into the ship? I was like, was there anybody that could get on a jet and like get out there and hit this thing? And he's like, it's flying at hypersonic speed, Drew. And I'm like, well, how fast is that? And he's like, well, let's just say if Russia launched it, it could be in DC within 18 minutes. I'm like, okay, that's fast.
That's
Like, yeah. And it could
That's like,
carry,
but
yeah.
that's mutual
Yes.
destruction. Like they know if they fire that thing, like we're launching too, and it's a wrap for the globe. It's just over. It's like unless you got a bunker buried way beneath the earth, see ya. It's over. It's a wrap.
Yeah, it would cause devastation to the point where civilization would definitely, like Einstein said, the second or the third world war will be fought with nukes or whatever, and then the fourth will be fought with sticks and stones.
Right.
Like, it would
Whoever
definitely,
whoever has the leftover guns that weren't destroyed type shit.
yeah, yeah. And so, like, talking and that, yeah, and not only that, but it can carry up to 14 nuclear warheads, so it can split off, and it's basically like you said, it's a suicide button because whoever presses it, your kids or whatever, your kids, your grandkids, these people in power, like I think it's kind of a big, you know, just a big game that they play. Like, well,
Yeah.
I could press the button, so you better back off or whatever. But you don't want the Middle East to get it.
I mean,
Uh,
that's part of Trump's thing, right? Is like, yo, I'm gonna blow you up if you even like think about it. And it's like part part of me it's like part of
so
me I'm
funny.
rocking with that, but part of me is like, man, can we just not get in another war with like some primitive, Iran is like, I'm like, part of me is like, do they really have nukes? Do they really even like
Well,
all
I don't
this?
know more.
That's what I'm saying, but all the smart Iranians are in Glendale. They got
Yeah,
out.
they're doctors.
They got out a long time ago. So it's like to me, it's like you're dealing with like not very smart people, but we're like just Israel. There's the whole conspiracy theory that like Israel is going to have this huge. They want to expand, and part of that is Iran. They want, that's why we went into Iraq. That's why we're fighting Iran for Israel so they can have more land. And it's like this whole like Israel is our greatest ally. I'm like, really? Are they? Like, what exactly does Israel do for the United States other than get us to bomb other countries and invade Iraq? And is this not just Iraq 2.0? But then it like is, you know, it looks like it was over before it even started with no boots on the ground. As long as no boots are on the ground, I'm fine. It's like, let's just fire rockets and like let Israel and Palestine duke it out and then Iran can just do it. It's like, it just seems so far removed from what is happening here that it's like, do we really even need to be involved at all? And Lane could probably talk about this with greater detail. Like I'm really kind of observing it from 30,000 feet, just because it's like I like this. I like talking about this stuff, but I really am not like in the weeds like some cats are.
I
And
mean, yeah. Well, sorry if I cut you off, but like there's a part of me that when I started this thing, I just got really into history and understanding the wars and understanding all that stuff. Um, but the more I've learned, the more I realize almost all war was started off of some propaganda.
100,
Um,
100%.
so so it's like for me to fully dive in the whole Israel and Palestine thing, I have no say because I just don't know. I don't know. And like, they pull at heartstrings, they make videos of stuff um, and dude, it's so far away. It's so far removed from my day-to-day life. And I have enough to do with my kids and my wife and my job and everything. And maybe that's cold of me, but I sympathize for anybody who, is wrongly killed or wrongly, you know, like involved. Um, but like for me to like sit back and be like, yeah, I think this is why. Like I just don't have a fucking clue, if I'm
Yeah.
being honest.
I'm the same way. It's like I've got enough going on with my life that I'm like paying attention on the like, you know, outside, but I'm not really deep dive in on like what we should do. I follow a few people that I agree with online and I'll like see clips or snippets, but you know, I like what Steve Bannon has said on this, about like just like it's got to be America first, and I'm really it's got to be America only, and like we sent kind of like these were almost like warning shots of like this is what we can do immediately. Like this is even like we sent a beat the stealth bomber
Oh yeah. Flew over the Chiefs game. I went to the Chiefs game versus the Bills last year in the
the
playoffs to go. What's up?
championship game, AFC champ.
Yeah, and it flew over and it was like that thing. And I remember looking at my buddy Dusty saying, "Woo, you don't want to be around that thing, and like yeah." But
Yeah,
keep
so
going.
it went from Missouri to Iran and back. No one even detected it. No problems. Dropped the bombs. Came back. It's like, yeah, it's a good little deterrent that we can just do that. But I just really don't want a war fighting for another little country that's like minimally important, It's like Israel, you guys can fight your own battles. You've been at war basically your entire history. And if you want to like have us do it for you, I don't know if we're really signed up for that anymore. I just don't think the energy is behind that anymore like it once was. It's like after 9/11, everybody it felt like was rah rah, let's, go bust down doors. I'm sure you did too. Like I had buddies go
Oh yeah. Oh
high school
yeah.
and like, they come back and like they're like, yo, I don't even know why we're over there really, you know.
Shoot, man, I worked with a guy, Matt Long. Shout out Matt Long. He was a Marine sniper. He's about to be 40 this year. So he was sent there and he's in a documentary called For the 2-5. It's on YouTube. And 25 members of his platoon died. And like
Damn.
he saw shit. And I was with him, working with him when Biden did the whole leaving Afghanistan thing and it just kind of went crumbling down. And, he teared up and I was like, "You all right?" And he's like, why did my friends even die? You know what I mean? And it's like, it kind of makes me realize like, yeah, I'm a patriot and yeah, I would serve my country for a good cause. If it meant protecting my daughters and protecting my family and my brother and you and everybody, and I'd serve with you guys. I would, even if I didn't agree, but it was to save and protect us. But when you're starting to get sent over to certain areas and you don't necessarily know why you're there, I can't, I'm not,
Yeah, I
it's
mean, there's
not
that
something I would want to do.
that whole meme of like, yo, I'm not dying for Israel. I'm just straight up not. I'm just not gonna do that. Like, I'll die for America and like people, you know, if we really got attacked here, or it's like, but I just don't feel like anybody would ever do that, where they would like try to like literally invade America because
Sorry, buddy.
all good. But it's like behind every blade of grass in America is a gun or a rifle. It's like no one's that stupid to be like, yeah, yeah, we could invade America. Like, good luck. Good luck. Like, we both know boys in Kansas and Missouri, but like, yo, man, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. They're getting up in a deer stand with a rifle and like it's up. So it's like, you know, if you want to fight your battles over there, I wish them all the best. Like I really don't care either way about Israel, Palestine, or Iran. I just don't want America to foot the bill or foot the soldiers. That's my whole thing. It's like I don't see the importance. And Lane, I think, has some good points on like, on whatever he thinks of like why we need to support Israel. I don't agree with all, and a lot of our group chat has been about that of just like, he's a lot more knowledgeable on that stuff. But I'm just like at the root cause of it, or like the root basis of it. I just don't want America to get drug into another war when we have enough issues at home. A lot of issues at home, you know.
Yeah, we have a lot to clean up here, dude.
A lot.
We just came off of COVID and all that stuff, and then a crazy administration that spent a lot of money in Ukraine, and
Yeah, and
it's
let in a ton of people, like just let in a ton of people.
yeah,
It's like,
that's a touchy subject, to be honest, and well, for me, not for me, I'm cool, but like around here,
yeah,
ICE is out and they're taking fruit stand people off the streets, and I talked to somebody who wasn't a citizen, became a citizen, went through the due process, and bam. And they told me that, um, everyone knows that there's a chance of this happening. Everyone who comes here illegally, they understand that there's a chance of this happening. So, um, they're technically they're taking the risk if they don't, take the proper steps to become a citizen. And does it make me feel bad for a father of three or whatever, and a husband who was working as a cook and then he gets pulled out by ICE? Yes, I feel bad. Like I do. I'm like, that's terrible. But in all reality, everybody who chose to do that has they know that there's a chance that it can happen.
yeah,
And so for anybody like, oh, fuck ICE and all this other stuff, no, it's Obama was doing it. I remember I was working at a rock quarry mine in 2009, and there was a guy named Rafa. They called he said he was my guardian angel because one time I was welding inside of a crusher that crushes like this, and the guy unlocked my lockout tagout, turned it on, and so it's crushing, and I have my helmet on, and all of a sudden my ladder starts getting crushed, and it would have turned me into 3-inch pieces.
jeez.
And Rafa grabbed me by the back of my shirt, pulled me out, and then basically went down and kicked Omar's ass. And I was 19 at the time. So ICE came to our mine, and we threw Rafa the keys to the F-150, and we said, "Get up in the mountain, dude. Get up in the mountain." So he got in the F-150 and he zoomed up to the mountain, and we're like, "Nah, everybody's good here, buddy." And they're like, "Okay." And then that same day, my ex-girlfriend, when I got home, she's like, 3 of my cooks got snagged up. So this was during Obama. And so for people who are like, um, maybe this was actually Bush, but for people who
2009, is that Obama or Bush? I can't remember. When did Obama? No, 2008 is when
yeah,
Obama
so
elected.
was it Obama?
Yeah.
Anyways, it was Obama, I think. So I mean, lefties, righties, whichever one you are, it's been happening for many, many years. So it's not just orange man bad on this one. This has
Yeah, I
been a
mean, I
thing.
have a lot of sympathy too, right? I got homies in that I worked with in Venice Beach in the restaurant game, and hardworking, good dudes, family man, got kids, and came here when he was like 3 years old, no papers, like from So he's like 28, been here for 25 years, and no problems, just working hard. And I don't know how that works. Like, is he paying taxes? Is he, I don't really know how that works, but like, part of me has a lot of sympathy, and part of me is like, yo, you had 20 something years to like get your papers straight, you know? And it's like a risk every time he leaves the crib of, if it's like, if he runs into it and he gets picked up, it's like, that's a wrap. And that is, to me, wrong. But it's also wrong that we let like hella drug dealers, hella child rapists and human traffickers just like let them in. And part of the, like, to clean them up is like you got to grab almost everybody. It's like messed up, and it's like that's what it is, a touchy subject. But it's like, you know we can't just let everybody in. It just can't work. Like, we will cease to function as a country. So it's like, I don't know how it sorts out, and I think it's gonna be some people are gonna get like swept up in the ice raids that it's like it's messed up. It truly is messed up, and
Yeah.
I wish we could just like nab the bad guys,
Yeah.
and just like it'd be like perfect.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, like Biden and that administration literally let in everybody. It was just like, yeah, if you can get there, and they were paying fools to get here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like, how do you course correct? And it's yeah, man, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. I feel for those families. I really do. But, you know, at the same time, the cartel got so rich off of that open border policy, but human trafficking, like smuggling in it was like not even just Mexicans. It was like they were smuggling in mad Chinese
There's a
dudes,
lot of Russians.
a lot of Russians. It was everybody was just like, oh yeah, we can get in now. Let's go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you gotta fix it somehow. You got to.
And the
And
thing is, unfortunately, when people think immigrants, they think of Mexicans right away, but that's not the case. Like, there's tons of like um Middle Easterners, tons of people from Russia. Like I have a guy who works for me and he has Airbnbs in Mazatlan, and then he's got a buddy who's got Airbnbs in Tijuana. And he told me, he's like, "Hey Drew, uh what's happening is these Russians are renting Airbnbs at my friend's Airbnb for a month. And after the first 3 days, they're gone. My buddy shows up, after the week to or sends cleaners and they're like, hey, we already cleaned yesterday. They're not here. Okay, go back tomorrow then and make sure it's clean. They go back tomorrow, still clean, nothing's been touched. They're gone. And so what they would do is they would rent and then they'd walk across the border. These were Russians. So it's like it's not just Mexicans like or any of that. Like there's a lot going on and right now the media is definitely going to focus on the, fruit stand person on the side of the street getting swooped up by ice. But there's I do believe like it is unfortunate for some people, but like that person who told me they knew it could happen and they should have done something about it. It sounds cynical saying it, but it's true. And then you got the guys who possibly are sleeper cells that, hopefully that's where we're locking in on.
that's what
And
you hope. That's what you
yeah,
hope is like they're just squeezing on like these like cartel members or like, just dudes who like really want to wreck, who want to take over type thing. It's like, yeah, it's a tough problem. But that is one of the things that got Trump elected because people were like, yo, man, we can't just be having an open border. Like we straight up cannot do that.
you
And
remind me of Dave Smith, dude. Has anybody ever told you that?
really, uh,
Yeah. Do you
no,
know do you like
yeah,
Dave Smith?
I like this a lot. I like
Yeah.
he's smart.
You been dabbling with any comedy lately or has it just been music?
No, not really. But it's funny, one of the like two of those compilation albums I put out during COVID were with a bunch of comedians. They were who wanted to do music and super talented cats. And yeah, I've always been around comedians. It is funny. I have always been around comedians. I did okay a couple times. The shows that you guys didn't come to, I did better than. But
Bro, it takes balls to do what you did. And like
that was fun. It was still fun. It was still
that's
fun.
why I love you,
Like
Luke.
that was like that was like month 3 in LA, and I was like up at the Comedy Store, which is pretty trippy to think about.
Isn't that cool though? I mean, you don't really know what's going on in the time of your life, in certain times of your life. Like, who knows when you're gonna look back and be like, wow. But like that time was cool. And like when you came out and you're like, hey, you dipped out to LA from Newport because you were doing headshots, you were trying to do modeling, acting, and you were just getting after it. And then when you hit us up, like saying, hey, I'm gonna be at the Comedy Store, I was like, Jeremy, we're going, And
I didn't even
so
know what that meant, to be honest with you, dog. I really didn't. No, I was like, some dude saw me in Burbank and was like, "Yo, I'm doing a show at the Comedy Store. I want you to do." It. I was like, "Cool." I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." I didn't really, and I didn't, and then afterwards, I was like, "Oh wow, this is like a like legendary venue." That's
oh
like,
yeah.
and yeah, you guys rolled up. That was it was that was crazy. That was fun, but I bombed. I definitely bombed. I think I came out with like some like I tried to do like some high energy like scream joke.
You did the roller coaster, bro.
Yeah.
Was the last person What what was it exactly?
I was like, yo, what's the last? I don't even remember. It was like something where it's like, what's the last thing a person sees before they drop off a coaster or something? It's just like a
It
dude.
was just like you
I just
screaming.
like screamed. I like tried to like go for like the shock thing, and it was like crickets.
I liked it, dude. I still remember it. So it was a good joke if I remember it.
Yeah, you know, I
I
dabble. I dabble. I try. It's like that's why I like the memes now because I still like flirt with like the edgy comedy, but it's almost all memes. Some I got some jokes in the music, but the music kind of turned out to be like more of like, sex, drugs, rock and roll with a little bit of God. That's kind of how I describe my music. It's not like searching for God through sex, drugs, and rock and roll or
through
hip hop.
life, man.
Through
Like
life,
when
just
you
life.
go like me, man, like the meaning of life to me keeps changing and the chapters keep changing and that's probably why they call it a journey, everything. But like when I was doing music, I just want like I know what you mean when you write music. For some odd reason, it does go to girls, um, ego, I'm the shit. Like it kind of goes there, and I'm not sure exactly why. Um, but
Yeah, it's either like I'm the shit or like I ain't shit. You
yeah,
know, it's
or yeah,
like I'm sad and like this will make me feel better if I just write this song. Or it's such like songwriting's so crazy because it is like a weird, it's like a little bit of a mystery. It's like I don't even know where. Sometimes I call it like catching songs, and if that makes sense, it's like it's all the time. It's
yeah,
around
yeah, yeah.
everybody.
Yep.
And it's like it's like an antenna at that right moment, and I'm like, oh, boom, and write it down or whatever. So it's like, I go back and forth about quitting music. I put this up in one of my last Instagrams, like about quitting just because it's like I haven't made it, and we're getting older, man. It's like I turned 36 this year, and it just seems crazy to even say that. And you're like 30, you're like a year or two older
I'll be
than me.
38 this year.
Yeah, so 2 years older. But it's like I don't feel that old. You probably it's like I don't really, I still feel like I can still do it. I just have to re I have to like re configure kind of like and reinvent like the lanes I'm doing. So it's like I'm doing a lot more production. I have a song coming out with this artist here. It's like a pop early 2000s beat that I made for her, and it's so I'm kind of leaning into that. But I still have some OG like original stuff coming out, but it's yeah, I definitely think about just like not doing it. It's just like let me just like get money.
Yeah, I get it. And it's really funny is I was at a hibachi night last night at one of my friends, his
I think
daughter had a
I saw that on your story. I think I saw that.
yeah, she had a birthday and one of my friend's kids and one of the cousins brought like wanted to play this electric guitar. And so he had an amp set up, an electric guitar, and he was new, but he was playing Happy Birthday, down, 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 and on the guitar. And then he just kind of kept playing. We're like, keep playing, and he was kind of new. He just started playing the guitar in December. He's young, probably like 17. And then my buddy called me out and he's like, Drew, I know you're itching to play something. Get up there, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, all right. And it had been so long since I had like played guitar. And what's funny is, there was like 30 people maybe. And, the nerves kick in a little bit like, oh, shoot. Okay.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
And I told my buddy, I was like, well, I'm gonna need a microphone, dude. I gotta sing, like that's what I do. And so he's like, I got you. And he had a PA, and I was like, okay,
Let's rip it.
I guess we're gonna do this. And all these songs, like it was a different guitar, so I forgot how to, I don't know how to explain it, but I couldn't remember some songs. So I was like, what's the song I know? Like just rambling off the deck in my head.
Yeah.
And I played Every Rose Has Its Thorns.
Great song.
You ever heard that song? Yeah, yeah. Just like they say, every rose has its thorns. Just like every
Babble.
night. Yeah, it sings a sad, sad song. And I played that song and it was cool. And it just kind of sparked something in me where I was like, man, you need to pick up your guitar again, Drew. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got one
Up, dog.
right here. Like, hold on.
I got mine here, right here, too. Get it closer to the mic.
Well, I won't get after it, but
Get it closer to the mic, bro.
oh, I won't get after it. That thing's out of tune, but yeah, dude, like it just made me think I need to start playing again, teach my daughters and like get maybe a drum set. I don't know, like I was just like I was just thinking in my head like in high school, I know you probably feel this way, like when you were in Missouri and you were in high school, you didn't really care what was going on in the world. Like you just cared about your day to day. You know, your am I going to see my homie, whoever? Okay, where are we going to go? Are we going to cruise? Am I going to go see Shelly? Am I going to see Vanessa? I don't know, whoever. And I just I feel like you're a guy and I'm a guy who can get caught up. We got a little caught up, but what you got for me? You gonna play me some stuff or what?
I'm gonna play. It's just like I don't know. What did I? Does that sound good? I might need to tune this one too.
It's not it was picking up when you were picking it, but it's not picking up when you're strumming it.
I've been playing a lot more electric, to be honest with you, but I have been cruising a little bit of the acoustic because I've been doing a lot more like accompaniment to artists down here. I don't even know if I told you I moved to Arkansas. I moved back to Arkansas.
You're in Arkansas? I thought you were in Denver, dog.
Arkansas right now, dog. We in
Oh
Fayetteville.
dang, dog. I bet you it's great right now, especially with the Ozarks. Don't you have a little bit of the Ozarks down there?
Yeah, it's Ozark Mountains. It's a good time. This thing is a little out of tune. I noticed, but
Same with mine.
I put the electric up there because I thought it looked cooler.
It
So
does look cool.
I've been playing the electric a lot more, and yeah, man, it's like I still have this dream about just being able to pay the bills through music, and I make you make $1,000 here, $2,000. It's why I've been bartending now for almost like it's almost been 10 years, which is crazy. And I feel like I've met so many artists that have made it that I've worked with who are like full-time musicians now, on the road, doing it like one cat, shout out Phoenix. He's in this band, rap group called Shoreline Mafia. I don't know if you've ever heard of these cats.
Sounds familiar, actually.
They just played Coachella this year. So
Okay.
it's like, yo, I worked with this cat in Venice Beach, like came to my apartment. I showed him some beats. He was like, yeah, this is cool. And then he showed me some of his songs online. They had like 100,000 plays. I'm like, bro, you got 100,000 plays? Like, yeah. He was like super humble cat, super cool. And playing beats for those type of cats and then telling me like, oh yeah, man, this is like you should really try to do this type thing. It's like that keeps you in like, you sell a beat, you make a connection with an artist, and that's what keeps me going and like just not quitting. You get little like the show like playing guitar for 30 people at a hibachi dinner. It's like little things to be like, we're human and some humans are just like we're built as artists. I don't know. It's just it's a strange thing to be able to like, yeah, I just love the way music makes me feel. And like there is no feeling I feel like no drug, anything that is like having a crowd in the palm of your hand. Even
Dude.
I don't care how big it can get as big as you want, but even if it's 30 people, 100, 200, 1,000, Coachella 60,000. It's like that feeling is unmatched. It really is.
I want to show you something. Keep playing. You know Morgan Wallen clearly, right?
I love Morgan.
He my wife, she's begging me to go like to take her to him, and I agree with her. But you got to see this video, man, of Morgan Wallen.
That sound good? Have you seen? I don't know if you've seen. Were you a Corn fan back in the day?
That band?
They have that one, but it's like blind. I'm gonna show it. It's like when they played Woodstock '99. I think I
Talking
sent,
about the one where they burned down Woodstock?
but they were on the first day where it wasn't bad.
Okay.
They and then yes, that that one. But let me see. Oh, here it is.
Are you ready?
You ready? And the crowd's just literally like,
Oh,
oh my
dude.
gosh, dude. Can you imagine? That's what I'm saying. Like, that type of thing? It's like I do. Part of me wants to like play that heavy of music, and some of my beats are definitely that heavy. But like, yeah, that's just I love that stuff. I love it when it's that
Oh
heavy.
man, I love it too. Like I'm a huge component of like I got a little taste of it, but like nothing like 1,000 people, man. Like
I like
I,
that. I mean, that's like Korn was like the biggest rock band in America, and maybe
I,
even the.
I could see why too, because that was sick. Dude, talking about that 1999 or whatever it was, Woodstock. They've got a sick documentary on that, and like everybody just went crazy because the vendor or whoever was hosting it was shooting the pricing up on everything, on water, on
Yep.
food, and by the end of that show, I think they had Limp Bizkit on.
Yep.
Just one of them days, but
You ever just want to break stuff?
yeah, yeah. And then they went through and totally, dude, they broke down the stage, they broke down the speaker system, they lit everything on fire. They went to the vendors like where all the money was. They had over $70,000 in there, and like they ransacked every shirt. And then they had people on there who were there, and they were like, "Dude, it was the best time of my life. I know it got crazy, but it was so much fun." And I'm like, "Why do we get hostile like that? Why do we burn shit?" And like, um,
I don't know,
it's
but
a weird.
those bands do amp people up. Like, I saw clips of that, and they were like, Fred Durst could have calmed him down, and the guys were like, "That's not what Limp Bizkit does. Like, Limp
Nah.
Bizkit like turns you way up, way up.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
just wanna. You ever have one of those days?" Yeah.
I never listened to Limp Bizkit, dude, and then
Oh,
I
you
just
need to, bro. When you need
yeah.
to lifting or when you're doing it, that'll turn you up, bro. We used to do that during football weightlifting.
Okay.
Limp Bizkit, Disturbed, System of a Down,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Corn, and like uh Lil Jon.
Lil Jon, dude, mine was like more like Under Oath, Thrice, uh,
Stained.
some 41,
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Stained. I'm trying to think of who else. Uh,
Metallica's old. I mean, even though they were a little older.
yeah, I feel bad. Like there was a kid named Kip, and I always made fun of him, and he always wore like Pink Floyd shirts and Metallica, and like the older I get, I'm like, Kip, you were onto something, bro. And I was over here making fun of you, dude. I feel
Early
bad.
Pink Floyd's dope. Early Pink Floyd's really cool. Really cool guitar stuff.
Oh, dude, I got a Vox amp because of Pink Floyd.
Wow.
I got a sick Vox amp. I gotta crank it all back up, dude. And I will. I'll crank it all
Crank it
back up.
up.
Yeah.
Crank it. I was
Uh
cranking today. I was playing some Creed. I was into Creed. Their what's that song? Bam, bam, bam. One Last Breath.
oh, you know how to play that?
On the play at parties. I'm
Set
better on.
that mic real close to that thing. I want to hear that, dude.
You hear it? I want to tune it, but
Please come now.
what's that sound? It sounds good in my ears. Does it sound good?
Play. No, I can't hear it.
What? That's
I know, right? I don't understand why it's not picking it up either.
literally right on the.
Oh, set up professional audio. Hold on.
audio
Now
setting.
play it. Now play it. Maybe that's why. I had some setting on here that probably wasn't picking it up. Yeah, I can hear that.
Oh,
Put that thing right by the speaker. Damn, it's not picking it up.
that's crazy because in my ears it sounds good.
I know. That's same with that song that you sent me.
You know
What
what?
if you unplugged your mic?
No, I'm gonna plug my guitar straight into my audio interface and see.
Let's go. Let's do it.
And I know this one's
What
too.
kind of electric is that?
Gibson Les Paul.
Oh, dude, that thing's sick.
Shout out Gibson.
I got a Fender Strat that's pretty sick, but that's sick.
I love Strats, and I feel like my next guitar will be a Strat or a PRS. I do love the PRSs. Okay. Do it.
See if you can get that thing
Oh, that's
set up,
fine.
baby boy. Still not picking it up.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe it can only do because it's plugged straight in. See, universal audio, test speaker, microphone. It's saying it should be able to hear. Can you hear that?
Yeah, couple things, but not like I know we were trying to play. See if I can mess with some options on my end. Do me a favor, dude. Go to your audio and instead of your USB condenser mic, hit built-in microphone for internal, you know what I mean, for your computer.
I don't think that's what we want, but I'll
Well,
do
I'm
it.
just saying while you shred. Maybe you're right, dude. Maybe, hey, you know what, listeners? Sorry, we're just trying to bring you some entertainment right now, some Luke Vaughn
It should,
sexiness.
it should work. I don't know why it's not working.
I know, dude.
Because I'm plugged in straight to my audio interface.
Okay.
I'm hearing it in my headphones, but it must not be coming through the pot. Something with Zoom.
Yeah, it's something. I'll look into it better to where we can do this again.
But yeah, I've been practicing that one last breath.
That's a sick song too, man. Oh, it's such a shame. I can only hear little bits of it and then it cuts out. How about this, dude? I'm gonna put that on the outro. Please come now.
Do
I
it. That'd be a
think
perfect.
I'm
That's a perfect.
falling.
It's a banger.
Oh,
I feel
hell
like it's a
yeah.
perfect ending, honestly.
Well, I'm glad I'm gonna end this bad boy, but I'm glad to know you're doing good. We're definitely gonna do it again. I'm firing this thing back up, and I'm trying to do it once a week. I'm trying to actually be legit with it to where I drop it either, probably on every Monday or every Wednesday. Or I kind of like to drop these things like right after I do them so they're relevant. Not a lot of podcasters do that, and they're like, "Well, if you want success, you need to be every Wednesday at 8 a.m." I'm like, "Yeah, but if I wait 4 days, something could pop up that." we were talking about beforehand. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like it's one of those things like I just like to be relevant and like let people know, hey, yeah, this was from the night before. Like
Yeah, I love
so
that.
I
I love
think
that
I
for
think
sure.
I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, but I'm gonna try to do it once a week or at least once every 2 weeks. You got any knowledge though for the listeners, man? You got any love? You got any inspirational things to tell them?
Keep listening to the Drewcast podcast, and you know, you can't lose if you quit. You can't lose if you don't quit. I think that's just like my personal mantra right now. If you're out there and you're like, yo, it's just not working, whatever you're doing, it can be anything. I think just don't quit. And it's like we live a pretty blessed life regardless. Both of us got kids and a great girl, and family and a roof over our head and money in the pocket in the bank. So it could be worse, and we still want more. But there's nothing wrong with being present of where you're at, wherever you are in life. So don't quit and win, baby. You just win like Trump.
There's no dollar sign on a piece of mind that I've come to know. I really like that lyric, man. Something about a by the way, I just heard that whole shred, just so you know.
Okay, cool. Well, it's like,
Try
yo,
try
why-
try to play the oh no.
that's so weird. It's
So
like
stupid.
perfect. It's so perfect in my, but you heard that little.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that little blues shred. Go into that song because I'm hearing it. Nope. Went away. I don't get it.
Maybe I don't know, dude. That's so strange because both of them sound. I can't wait to listen to this like back. I'll just go to the end first and be like, "Yo, what's up with the guitars?"
Yeah, dude. We'll get it figured out. We'll get it figured out. Like I said, I'm pumping these things out now, but I'm also investing in a new studio, and I'll have better equipment, better setups. It won't be just Zoom, but I do give Zoom credit because they actually do a damn good job. But Luke,
They
love
do.
you, bro. Love you, bro. Really
What
good
do
to
you-
talk to you. Stay up, stay healthy. Call me if you ever need anything. And everybody listening, love you guys too. All right, have a good night. Peace.